Alrighty. Hello, everyone. I'm back with some Stellaris. They just announced that the new DLC is coming out next month, which I'm pretty excited for. So while I was considering getting back to Valkyria Chronicles 4, and I might do some of that later today, we'll see how I'm feeling after the stream. Wanted to do the more chillax style of Stellaris, where I can just lean back, commit some space atrocities, and generally just have a good time, because I kind of like the style I'm able to use in this, where it's just a lot more chill. Right now, my people, the Stellar League of Peace, after having heroically brought order to an independent people under our loving heels, are making war on the dirty pacifist Federation nearby, because they've shown themselves incapable of taking care of themselves. So we're just going to take care of that by seizing some of their territory. Let's see. Haven't touched this since last time I streamed it, so I gotta remind myself. Right, I'm just taking some territory here. That's all I'm after this time. The Unarmed Peace Corps is in good shape. I've got armies nearby. Economy is decent. Okay. I think I'm in fine shape.
Striking hostile station.
Sure. Oh yeah, this thing's super weak. It'll crumble in no time. And so far they're not putting up much of a fight. But hey, that could change at any moment, because they do have allies to call on, and I have no idea how eager my new allies over here are going to be to help me out, particularly after I think just finished blowing up most of their fleets. To, show them that they couldn't protect themselves from the dangerous elements of the galaxy, like myself. So, you see, we've done them a favor. Or rather, I guess I should just say I. Yes, the glorious Ob people will show everyone the way, and... oh right, Galactic Senate is going on, and it's doing things I like, because it's voting on military and science, and that is what we are all about here. That and spreading peace to everyone by extreme overwhelming force. Okay. Peace and some war I don't really care about. Cool, cool. Gonna make sure I've got a chance here at taking over this planet. Oh yeah, that'll be easy. Let's see, a new technology for farming. Well, they can't all be exciting, I suppose. More administrative capacity is always good, and I'm not using one of my envoys. That's a little bit awkward, and I apologize if the stream goes down unexpectedly at any point. There's a huge snowstorm in my area, so my lights have been flickering a little bit, off and on, kind of all day. But so far, things have been fine here, and I checked kind of the local power company's outage maps. Not too many places around the city have been affected, at least that have been reported. So I think I should be fine, but my apologies in advance if this all just suddenly goes tits up.
Planetary incursion initiative successful.
Alright, and we've taken that planet, so I'm gonna move our army boys back into friendly territory, as they can't really defend themselves against spaceships too well. And it looks like this system comes with a bonus helping of space amoebas to slaughter. Isn't that nice?
Engagement protocols. Station sustaining damage.
Honestly, they're a little bit harder to take care of than the actual enemy navies we've been fighting, if I recall correctly. Oh, I got a free admiral. They are speedy and aggressive. Those are things I very much enjoy. And can build a new building here. This is a science world, so I'm going to build more science in a shocking maneuver. And I see the enemy fleets that are far inferior to my own have decided to show their ugly faces. But they're struggling a bit against a station I took from them. Curious. Dear Crassite Hierarchy, you say you're ready to take care of yourselves in the galaxy, yet you're unable to stop me conquering you. Curious. And our leader died, so I need to figure out... Because I do live in a very benevolent dictatorship, but still a dictatorship. Who to elect? You know, I do like more science. So, wow, in a shocking twist, my favorite candidate has carried the day. All of the Empire cheers because they have no choice but to. Oh, right. There's a battle going on, and it's over. Should just need to... Oh, hey. They have another Starfleet in the area. Oh, I'll just have to put a stop to that in a little bit. This should be just a speed bump, because I built my fleets properly. Good, good. Looks like they're heading there to try and be a little bit sneaky, but unfortunately for them, I can see exactly what they're up to, because I'm close enough. And now I have better shields. Fantastic. I think the next step is even more science. Usually a good step. Because after all, better science means better gun. Better gun means better ship, means better fleet to better enforce peace on the galaxy. And they ran away immediately. Well, these things do happen. Actually might make it a little annoying to take these territories over here I want to grab. But it also might make it so that they'll be so focused on backcapping that they won't really be able to do much here. Because I don't really want to split my forces in case they all just gather up all their fleets for one big push. Because I feel like I'd need my full strength in that case. At the highest diplomatic weight, good, good, good. Everything's going according to plan so far, more or less. Yep, there they go. I think I'll just let them kill themselves on star bases I've taken back from them for a little bit, while I sneak over here and take the rest. And they've passed the Military Act, which means I have even more influence, because my influence from fleet power is boosted by 20%. The fools. But I mean, really, this amounts to the galactic community giving me a tacit stamp of approval on my actions, because I've got the biggest fleet out of, you know, anybody that's not a Marauder Empire or a Fallen Empire, which reminds me, I don't think I've come across any Fallen Empires yet. No, I have not. Interesting. Well, I'm sure those will pop up eventually. And for those of you that don't know, Fallen Empires are basically, they're like super advanced aliens that, for one reason or another, just stopped caring about trying to continue growing their empire, and they're super strong. Like, they would crush me in like about 10 minutes if I tried to go to war with them now. But they don't actually try to go to war with anyone, or they generally want to be left alone to their own devices, whatever those may be. But they can become a problem later. Usually because they have an annoying habit of being like, no, if you're in the League of Nations, you're not supposed to try and take over the galaxy. You know. The sort of petty, small-minded quibbles that my people are used to facing in our glorious destiny. Yep, I need those 4 still. So take those and then take back everything they just took back. Okay, and then I'll be in great shape. Until then, I'm just gonna vibe for a little bit. I'm a little lower energy today because of goddamn daylight savings time. Caught me off guard as it always does. On an intellectual level, I knew it was coming today. But on an emotional level, I wasn't really prepared for it. And on a being an idiot level, I couldn't get to sleep until 3 a.m. And I tried to wake up close to my normal work time for my day job, which all means I basically got like 5.5 hours of sleep. Through basically no fault of my own, admittedly. All these scientists are kind of bad. So I'm gonna do a little shuffling around here. He can lead society because he has bonuses there. And we'll put our best gal on physics. And reassign a scientist there. Cool. One of the things I do appreciate about some of the other types in this game, like if you play as the literal space zombies or a robot empire, death of your scientists, admirals, so on and so forth, you don't really have to worry all that much. Because they just kind of exist forever. Oh, we have a new tech. A new thruster for the ships. Gas extraction wells, very important. I'll need those. I'll need those very badly because those usually lead to better tech. Oh, they're shelling our soldiers we left behind on that occupied planet. That I had forgotten that could be something of a factor. Well, I'm sure they'll endure it. They received the finest training in the galaxy. Oh, but now they've crossed the border into space that admittedly was once theirs, but they have now lost the right to. And that shit just ain't gonna fly.
Hostiles making planetfall.
Oh shit. Oh. Okay. That's not great, but my army is still good to go, and damn it. I should have just landed all my armies there and kept them there. Sometimes the AI just kind of forgets armies. Well, no, they're usually good about armies, but they're often bad about being intelligent about them. So I wasn't expecting that sort of move from them. But no matter. Once my fleets get back to the front lines, this is all over for them. You know, they do still have some bases up here. They could be building some ships to do something sneaky, but I kind of doubt it. It'd be a risky ploy on their move, and they aren't that militarily strong to begin with, so if... Oh, hey, and we've caught up to them. Excellent. And let's boost our trade value. And watch as these pacifists see how a true force of the galaxy conducts war. Just like that. Oh, right. Need to get there.
Research concluded.
Got even more science. Or should I say science? I do. Yeah, I should be doing more archaeology. No real reason to wait on that, since I can't really explore space that much, since borders are getting pretty defined at this point. They only have a fleet power of 500. They should crumble pretty quickly. Once I can catch them, that is. Oh, that's weird. Was I not researching anything that whole time? Or maybe I missed a pop-up. That's entirely possible. I get a little bit of a case of tunnel vision when I'm at war. This needs to be changed to another tech world. And therefore, technology. And I'm afraid that this fleet's luck has run out. This recaptured starbase won't be a problem, because it's just a tiny little thing that's only going to attack with missiles. And I outfitted this fleet with more than enough anti-missile guns to swat those out of the sky. Yep. No big deal at all. Now then, to get back to work on the front lines. Do I have blockers here? I do. May as well take care of those now. Let's get more hull points there. Excellent. I do have a good space to start extracting some exotic gas. Good, good. New law? Yeah, recycling seems like a good thing. But I do want it a little bit less than I want the Galactic Council, because I'm basically guaranteed to be on that. And you know, more authority to enforce peace in the galaxies is a good thing for everybody. So of course, I'm going to be in favor of moving in that direction. Oh, that's not even a fleet, that's their army. Well, that's a little awkward. Seeing as, you know, landing craft can't actually shoot back in this game, so I basically just shot a bunch of small arms equipped fish in a barrel there for a little bit. What am I? Oh, more space amoebas. Jeez, they just let the space amoebas do whatever the heck they want here. Gotta get stuff under control. These creatures can be vicious. Exactly why these good people need citizenship in the Stellar League of Peace. It'll be so much better for them here. Oh. Tricky. Okay. Didn't even see that fleet coming, but it'll take them a little while to break through this, so in theory I can make it there in time. I'm amazed by how many ships they have, though. It's really something. Anyway,
Planetary incursion initiative successful.
This time I'm just going to keep all my troops there to help maintain order and stop them from just landing another army right back on it if they manage to sneak by me.
Research
Like they,
concluded.
you know, literally just did. And actually have several times, but you know, minor details. Very minor details. Just a setback, just like Tempest Keep. Had World of Warcraft on the brain a little bit lately because some friends seem pretty gung-ho to get ready for the release of Burning Crusade Classic, and because I'm old, that's mostly when I played the game. They must have faster ships than me. That's a little bit annoying. Not gonna lie. Oh, have we caught him? Need to build something on the capital. So how about something to make more consumer goods, because I'm rapidly running out of those. Oh, new archaeological site. Last Bastion. There was no need for shovels or drilling lasers this time around. Head scientist and the archaeology team simply walked into the alien ruin. The site is very old, more than 1,000 years, but fairly well kept. It appears to be some kind of staging area built for a specific purpose. There are several laboratories and large storage hangars. The team have found a digital archive server. It's offline but appears fairly intact. Hopefully it will fill in the blanks regarding our lost benefactors. Keep digging. So, no huge revelations yet, but science takes time. Science takes time, and we gotta let them have the time they need to get to the bottom of everything. Damn it, their ships are fast. This is annoying.
Research concluded.
Yeah, I think I should build a small fleet, just so I stop having to split my focus like this. How about more guns, some all guns all day, and a shield. And that can be my reserve fleet, because that shouldn't make me go over my naval capacity, I think.
Research
My main
concluded.
fleet can hunt down this fleet, and the other one can get to work kind of recapturing what I need to take to win the war. Terraforming is always a thing I want. It'll let me turn this pretty worthless size 21 planet into a huge world capable of supporting my people. Come on, come on, catch them. I believe in you. I believe in you. They're right there. They're right there. Come on, they gotta charge up to warp. Get in range, get in range. Heck yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. Only destroyed some of their ships, which... not the perfect outcome, but I'll take it. And it's been about a half an hour. I apologize for taking a break this early, but as I mentioned when I started things up, power is not 100% guaranteed for me today, and I'm also running laundry, so I want to make sure I stay 100% on top of that, so I will be back in just a quick moment. In the meantime, the game's excellent soundtrack will keep you company. Be back in a few. Alrighty, and I am back. thank God that I have laundry machines that are right here in the house, because if I had to go outside to like any kind of laundry building or anything, my laundry just straight up would not be getting done today. And I'd be wearing dirty clothes tomorrow. It is very wet and very cold outside, and making me very grateful that I'm living in the circumstances I'm in. Hope all is well for the chat as well. I know it's not, it's warm in some places, but right now for me, we've got maybe like 8 or 9 inches of snow on the ground since about midday yesterday. It was
Receiving transmission.
pretty mild yesterday, but oh, a peace offer. I mean, I do enjoy peace, but no. Because they're basically teetering on the brink of defeat. And I have no intention of letting them get off this easily. Because, you know, that just wouldn't be fair to them. They wouldn't learn their lesson in that case. You understand. These things are unfortunate, but they must be done. I'll say they were going to take this system back because they managed to capture it, and I'm not letting that fly. That belongs to me. Sorry, but if they wanted to keep it, maybe they shouldn't have lost it in the last war I declared on them. They had an easy avenue. Oh, they're redirecting that fleet, so will I. God damn it, I'm not going to catch them in time. This is why I'm building the second fleet, which is now ready, thankfully. I can assign that to my other admiral. Oh, okay, they've just chosen to die trying to fight this space station. That'll be fairly simple to catch up to them. And better mining is unlocked. So I think I'll go for better armor. The fleet is going to be in for one heck of a retrofit once the war is over, because I've unlocked, I think, something like 4 new technologies. Well, I've been at war and unable to call them back. Ah. So somebody has hired the wildlings to try to perform a raid on us and steal a bunch of people back and take them as slaves. Now, if this were a little bit later in the game, I would fight them tooth and nail, but they're very strong. At this point, if I tried to fight them, they'd probably send a fleet like 13k or something. So, I wouldn't be able to win. Hey, welcome BK, what up? Hope trials are going well. Which trial you doing in 14? So, yeah, I just, I negotiated with terrorists and, paid them some food. Because all they wanted was just, you know, some food, and then they went away. Fairly simple. Just trying to unlock the just finish. Ruby weapon is, I had fun with that. The next one, not quite so much. I forget which one comes next, but, I found it kind of frustrating. But I don't know. You might have a better time with it. I'm fully ready and willing to admit that, my opinion is not indicative of everyone's. It's true that caster DPS is easy, but, I mean, I play ranged physical DPS when I play. It doesn't get much easier than that. I can literally continually move and attack. Play Sam, head empty. Never really tried Sam. Also, hey Tail, how's it going? Thanks for dropping by. We are playing the Stellar League of Peace, and I am deploying my Galactic Unarmed Peace Corps to violently take over the pacifist nation nearby for the horrible offense they've committed of existing. Well, then you're probably doing decently. I mean, you don't always need meters to have a good idea of how you're doing. Hell yeah, I'm glad you're on board, Tail. Unfortunately, I'm not able to wipe them off the map just yet. I'll just be basically beating them up and taking their metaphorical lunch money. But, you know, I'll be literally cutting their empire in half. When this is done, they'll have, like, 2 systems here and a couple of planets, and then just a random chunk up here that's not connected to anything. It would be absolutely horrifying to play if it was, like, a person playing the Empire, so the AI probably won't be as bothered, but it'll still be satisfying to me that I've just completely fucked up their cohesion. That crafted high quality gear is pretty legit. I was able to craft some of it for myself because I was very, very lazy unlocking gear. Oh, and we have a new event on our archaeological dig for our ancient aliens that uplifted our species in the first place. The science team managed to get the alien digital archives up and running. They exclusively contained arbitrary logs, which require some liberal interpretation. The phrase Mind Wipe Initiative occurs frequently throughout the logs, and it appears to have been the specific focus of research at this location. Apparently, the benefactors developed the technology by which they could manipulate the effectiveness of mental faculties, but how or for what purpose remains unknown. I'm worried about the scientist I have sent to investigate this, Mind Wipe Initiative that was completed 1,000 years ago and contained within mostly functioning alien computerized bunkers, but it's probably fine. Keep investigating, scientist gal. Yeah, they're a bunch of nerds, but we like those bunch of nerds. Those bunch of nerds give us the good laser cannons we use to enforce order on the galaxy. So, occasionally we have to indulge them in doing blatantly stupid shit in the name of understanding the galaxy more. And once again, they've managed to use their faster ships to slip past my main force, but all I have to do is catch them and it is over. Oh, I didn't know that. That's kind of great. I need to watch more Project Melody. This is a slightly different science team we're dealing with here. There's a few fewer of them, and it's slightly more literal. Doubt. I plead the fifth. It's funny you should mention that. Last time I played this, we actually recovered a literal machine intelligence that was running an entire society on a planet, convincing people that it was a god until they rebelled and tried to destroy it. It killed them all, and then it woke up, started talking to us, and said, "Hey, you should let me help run your empire." I figured, there was absolutely no risk to this, so I decided sure. And it had cameras installed in literally every place in its little society, so it could spy on everything its followers were doing at all hours. So I think that label could apply there. Oh right, I need to name the smaller fleet. Local Employment Initiative. And they need to not go there in the name of not getting killed, because that fleet's very weak. But speaking of killing, the pacifists naturally had no chance. Are they ready to surrender yet? What? Do I need to grab another system? Oh, yes, yes I do. I forgot that I claimed this one.
Research concluded.
So that's kind of my bad. Psionic theory. Oh, it's time to unlock the possibility of psychic space elves. This has never gone wrong for anyone, ever, so I'm excited. Because, you know, imagine how much more good the good people of the Stellar League of Peace could do if they were able to, you know, not monitor, but, you know, observe the thoughts of others to, you know, figure out those who could be suffering or in need of help or, you know, harboring any dangerous thoughts of pacifist leanings. Oh yeah, no accidental demons, no. It's literally, it's in their military contracts that everyone has to do because we have universal conscription. You're not allowed to summon demons, you know. And in the Stellar League of Peace, it is forbidden by law to be a criminal. Is that meme still around? I always liked that one. That fight's going well, and our local employment initiative is also winning over the hearts and minds of that space station. Crime's illegal now. This is, of course, the opposite approach I take to Crusader Kings, where I make crime no longer a thing, basically, as soon as I possibly can. Well, I make a crime not a thing unless it's a crime against, you know, me, the state, in which case it's the most crime. It's all the crime. Stop that immediately. Because I'm even more blatantly despotic and corrupt in that game than I am in Stellaris. I mean, you know, here in Stellaris, we're all about uplifting the people and working towards the benefit of everyone, but Crusader Kings, I just want a giant army and to be able to tax people into oblivion. A simple man, simple needs. You understand. And our construction ship's all done. I should check in on this quote-unquote Galactic Senate. Oh good, they're going to form to create a Galactic Council, which I am guaranteed to be on because I have the most diplomatic weight, because they passed laws making technology and military important, and I have all of those things. The Ryan Strat. Yes, in fact, that is exactly what I do, basically. And I can't even say I learned it from watching Ryan, because we have been playing some Crusader Kings together, but I played plenty of Crusader Kings without, and I just kind of naturally settled on the have a massive peace offer. They want to settle status quo rather than surrendering. We can't have that. That's not a true peace, you know. A compromise, it only leaves everyone angry. And we wouldn't want that for the good people of the Crassite hierarchy. And these aliens that we hired to make our science awesome want more money to extend the deal, which I'm of course going to say yes to. And there's new archaeology. Crescendo! The archaeology team on Naladal has found another ancient digital archive. This too consisted mostly of logs, but there was one journal entry of particular interest. The ship has taken off. We know they'll succeed, but there was no sense of hope or high spirits as they left. We know that the mission and the work we've done here are wrong, despicable, but the alternative is worse. That is one of the last entries found at the ancient facility. Not much of a closure, but at least plenty of technological discoveries were made. Maybe there's more. And I've gained the option to research better missiles, which I shall use for the greater good. Meantime, let's see if I can propose another... I can propose another military law. So I'm gonna do that. Oh, whoops, I kept the game paused. I was like, why is my fleet not moving? Okay. Leader of my empire leveled up. Their fleets are on the move. And they're literally caught between both of mine, so this should be over fairly quickly. I do wish they'd stop sending their... Oh, I have to conquer that place first. Well, that might unfortunately give them time to get away. We'll see. The Senate is voting on a law to form the Galactic Council, which I am all about. Give me more political power so I can love democracy and accept these emergency powers that are conferred on me. Tragically, I won't yet immediately have the power to go full Palpatine, but in time. In time. Let's see, and yes, good. Gaining some stuff, fantastic. Our archaeology. Yes, that's actually the tooltip for, let's see if I can pull it up here. Nope, but there is a proposal to change the Galactic Council down to one person, and the little flavor text, like that, the Galactic community should have a council of leaders to help keep order. Their description to set it to one is literally just says, I am the Senate. They knew exactly what they were doing. In any event, archaeology, aftermath. Clearing out the storage areas, one of the workers found a small device of unknown origin. It was brought to scientists, and it turned out to be a recording device. It was badly damaged, but a small snippet of dialogue was saved. Shouldn't be forgotten. Someone has to come clean and speak up for them. History may endure, but my conscience cannot. A string of data first discarded as noise was investigated further. It turned out to be encrypted coordinates. Peculiar. Which I think means... Yes, we have a new archaeology site. So I can continue investigating what happened with this, mind control technology that they were working on that definitely led to good things for these ancient aliens that led to the formation of my people, who will bring order and prosperity to the galaxy. Oh, they're ready to surrender. I guess they got kicked around enough. Let's achieve war goals. Fantastic. And look at that. They're neatly carved into 3. Now, though, I need to do a little bit of management on the new territories. This isn't needed. Need to build an exotic gas well out there. Oh yeah, and I took over a new planet, right? No? I left their planets be? Unusually merciful of me. I'll need to fix that later. And now that I've finished declaring war on them, I'm going to spend some influence to claim some more of their shit so I can finish the job next time. but I'll need to wait for the 10 in-game years for the peace treaty to wear off. But in the meantime, oh, I can't form a federation with... I want to see if I can form a very specific kind of federation. How long does it take to get through 10 years in game time? If I don't pause as much, probably about 20 minutes or so. It kind of depends. I have a habit of setting the game to just max speed if I'm not at war and just blasting through until I get some kind of event or pop-up I need to deal with. But not as long as you might think. If you're playing this with other people, it can take a while. And of course right now when I'm trying to set up some stuff, I can set up a hegemony. Ooh. I think I need to wait until I'm just a little bit more powerful first. Because I'm basically about to make the space USSR, where it's built around one powerful country, me, and some smaller countries that I've kind of taken under my wing.
Research concluded.
More colony development speed, cool. So yeah, as you can see up here, time's moving fairly quick on this speed. Because I'm... Okay, that's a war declaration I don't need to care about. Aliens deciding to share tech, you know, that's fine. Good for them. If they really want to. Oh, I need to build more stuff here. That is my bad. And here as well. Jeez, I'm slacking. And I'll land my armies back on the capital to give them a chance to rest and, you know, make it so I don't have to pay them as much. Hidden Cave. The team we sent down to the surface of Sanctum of Leonengel encountered far more obstacles than anticipated. The coordinates we received of the ancient alien research base pointed to an exceptionally craggy part of the planet, where the landscape was filled with vertical stone surfaces and deep fissures. The team pressed on and eventually reached the indicated location, a natural cave formation. No need to ask them to take a closer look. The spelunking is already afoot. So, good work, scientist person. You're doing what I want you to do without me even having to tell you to do it. That's initiative we love to see. I'm gonna upgrade some science over here. A little bit over Empire Sprawl.
Construction project concluded.
Oh, the dirty pacifists I just conquered and chose to insult me. Well, I'll not forget this slight. Increase secure shipping for more capitalism. Vim will remember this. Vim always remembers this.
Research concluded.
New tech of better armor, which is good. And let's grab some better missiles. And upgrade those fleets.
Another day, another scientific breakthrough.
We now know about psionics, which will never have any bad consequences whatsoever. And
research concluded.
Sorry if that picked up. Couldn't quite suppress the sneeze in time, or mute. And out of all these guns I can research, Ripper autocannon not only sounds awesome, but is pretty much objectively the best one. That one I don't want to happen. Am I still researching terraforming? I'm not. Oops. Need to terraform that into a tropical world.
Construction project concluded.
Cold hard cash. The archaeology team that was investigating the natural cave down on Sanctum of Leon and Gel have reported back. They found a tremendous abandoned stockpile of valuable resources. There were no doors, no locks, and no traps. Just a cave full of industrial valuables. Head scientists would like to investigate further still. Plentiful as it may be, the obviousness of the booty has evoked a theory that the hidden cache is merely a ruse, that another type of treasure is yet to be found. Which, that's kind of a weird way to hide things, but I guess that makes a form of sense. You know, if it turns out that a scientist is just abusing my good trust and my good graces to take an extended vacation on this moon, well, he'll be taking an extended vacation in a re-education camp, but for the moment, I think I can allow it.
Fleet enhancement supplied.
Envoy. I don't remember who that is. But an assassination of an ambassador is probably not a great move, so I'm gonna stop that. Northern Talon. Something of planets. I seriously do not know. Oh, whoops, there's unemployment in the capital. Should probably do something about that. Upgrade some things, build more. Is that Master Splinter? Was what Master Splinter? Oh, portrait looked like a rad dude. I wasn't even paying attention, honestly. I'm still trying to figure out where... Ah! Thank you, BTD Fighter. I appreciate the follow. We are just chilling out with some Stellaris with some lo-fi atrocities for you to relax to. Taking it a little easy, slowly bringing some peace and order to a deeply, deeply troubled galaxy that just needs a firm guiding hand. The Tyranids have arrived. Ah, thanks, Tail. Appreciate the follow as well. Now then, now that I've built up my fleets a little bit more, I'm going to make a federation with these folks so they can be brought a little bit better under our protection. And let's call this the, let's see, the Peaceful Cooperation, the Peaceful Non-Violent Cooperation Initiative. That seems very indicative of my plans for the galaxy. Oh, we met some more aliens. Alrighty. And now I have this whole other... This United Sap hegemony is now our allies and basically have to do what we say. And I did it without firing a shot, which is kind of a welcome change. Of course, my vassal comes with me as well. And now I need to fix some things here. Take a look at... Yes, so secession type is strongest. Okay, so I'll need to fix this so it's based on fleets and not diplomatic weight. Right now, diplomatic weight will basically fix it so I'm still in charge anyway, but I'll need to make the Federation members like me a little bit better, but that should happen just gradually as we stay allies. And now I've got this nice massive body backing me up, and I get perks, the first of which basically just give powers to the president, which is, of course, us. But later, we get more production, more powers for the president, and eventually we get this join or die perk, where basically we look at somebody who's not a part of our, wonderful, peaceful, non-violent cooperation initiative, and we say, not being with us is a crime. I'm going to declare war on you to force you to join us. And then we do. It's absolutely wonderful, and cheesy as hell.
Fleet enhancements supplied.
And now that we're full allies, I suppose I'll give them a migration treaty. They can come and go as they wish. And the Galactic Council has been formed, and oh, would you look at that? I'm about to become its most powerful member. Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Research concluded.
Archaeological dig has borne fruit. Dirty past. The resource cache was indeed a deception. The real treasure lay behind a hidden door, a final message recorded by one of the benefactor aliens. Eons ago they were at war with a merciless alien race known as the Relentless. Entire civilizations had already perished in the Relentless's wake, and the benefactors were next. The desperate benefactors sought their last resort before all would be lost. They succeeded with a device that ravaged the Relentless's neurological physique, instantly primitivizing an entire race. Robbed of their bloodthirsty intellect, the Relentless became docile and harmless. The benefactors rounded them up and exiled them to our home world. The Relentless are our ancestors. A bittersweet culmination. So now we know why the ancient aliens were interested in us. They basically didn't want us to do the exact thing that I'm doing now. If I was there as the Tyranids, we would most likely butt heads multiple times. And I've got a new and improved gun, so let's research a different new and improved gun. As more gun is more good. I don't know why. Why streaming just robs me of my ability to talk coherently half the time. How about you do anyway? Exactly, They sought a solution and their solution failed. And I'm here now and they're not, so if I'm tracking this correctly, that means I'm right. Yes, Galactic Community. And I've now got all these delightful powers. I can declare any law an emergency measure that needs to be brought to the Senate's attention immediately and voted on, bypassing the usual amount of recess and completely ignoring the proposal queue. So I'm going to do that with the Military Readiness Act, which is the one that I proposed that will make fleets stronger and give you more diplomatic weight for having more fleet power. Because, there are so many threats to the galaxy, like these dirty pacifists, and we all need to be ready and band together under my banner so that we can be ready to deal with such threats. It only makes sense.
Fleet enhancements supplied.
Now, of course, the other members of the council can do this as well, and I'm sure they'll waste it on some silly, blatantly corrupt matters, but there's only so much we can do, I suppose. I admittedly don't know. It's like right on the tip of my. What are the Tyranids from? I'm trying to remember. Is that a 40k thing? I'm blanking a little bit. It is 40k. Okay. I don't know 40k super well. I know it a little bit, but I looked into it just so I was going to play a Dark Heresy game, so I looked at kind of all of the lore and such, and was like, that's so much reading. And I basically just read up on the Imperium of Man. Oh, dude, I'd be up for it. I really loved what of Dark Heresy I played. It's a very interesting setting. And I kind of like the whole prospect of, like, I don't know, it's a neat setup, and I kind of want to experience more of it sometime. Right now I'm mildly starved for tabletop gaming. I've got a weekly D&D game, but that's about all these days. And then a campaign of my own I'm writing that I keep neglecting to work on. Anyway, next step. Finally, the inconsistencies in our history have been explained, using these lost chapters from our true heritage. We had once believed that the advancement of our civilization came of our own accord, solitary and independent. Now we know that in all this time we had been standing on the shoulders of giants. We cannot change the past. We reconcile and we move on, accepting our past not as a dark burden, but as a stepping stone on our path toward the future. It is our time to become giants. Hey, whoa! So I get more unity, more happiness, more science, and more people agreeing with me. That is awesome. Oh, that's so good mechanically. Holy crap.
Research concluded.
Okay. Federation's gonna take a while to become good. Oh! I think these were the guys that looked like Ratman at first, because I think this was the people that had the envoy that someone was trying to assassinate. Yeah. Yeah. The Gundam battle. The Gundam battle is a thing. Enjoy that, BK. Meanwhile, I just realized that I need to fix the Federation ships that are being graciously built by members of our empire and placed under my direct control, thus making me even more powerful. Which let us use all the best techs that anyone under our banner has researched, so basically the best techs that I've researched. So I'm just gonna do some things real quick here, so that they'll build actually good ships. And let's see what they've been doing for a destroyer. That's not bad. And that's fine, I guess. I'll let that continue along those lines. And I'll need a new admiral to take care of this fleet. Faction who devour. There's actually there's some aliens in Stellaris that can show up that sound a bit like the Tyranids, where they'll literally just, as they conquer a planet, they'll eat all the life on there and then keep moving. They come in a bit later, if they appear at all. But that's for later. And when the new DLC releases, you can just take the steps to become the greatest threat in the galaxy yourself, which I think is pretty dang cool. Oh wow, I hadn't realized the hegemony was way up there. Interesting.
Receiving transmission.
Can I declare war on the pacifists again yet? Not quite.
Fleet enhancement
Needs a little more
supplied.
time. And, ooh, the vote on the military act is worryingly close, like
supplied.
way too close.
Fleet enhancement supplied.
Well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I ain't gonna worry too much. Where did my last admiral go? That's strange. Consumer goods is starting to become a problem. I'll need to make some
Research
economic
concluded.
adjustments to fix that, I think.
Fleet enhancement supplied.
How about use science to get more science? This seems like a good scheme.
Research concluded.
More administrative capacity, which is good. Really need to fix this law here. They're still opposing it a little bit. So hopefully if I give them some time, they'll come back around. Unemployment here that I unfortunately can't do much about because I don't have the technology to level volcanoes or mountains yet. But in time, science will make these things and more possible. In due time. Ooh, enigmatic cache. So there's a weird alien tube that just decided to show up. So obviously, I need to figure this out. Ah. Can't really build that yet. Kinda need more housing in the capital. And I need more consumer goods. Upgrade this, and shocker of shockers, my factory planet is getting more factories. Because I need more alloys, so I can build more guns and ships, and other wonderful things, to improve the galaxy for everyone. And by everyone, I of course mean members of the Peaceful Nonviolent Cooperation Initiative. Because why would you not be a member of the Peaceful Nonviolent Cooperation Initiative? Send word to your elected officials today. And the Military Act passed, which means my diplomatic weight
Special
has
project
increased even
concluded.
more. Despite extensive research, the enigmatic cache and its origin are still shrouded in mystery. It is definitely not organic in nature, it is not entirely machine either. It appears to be preoccupied mainly with the gathering, storing, and encoding of data. Its surface is covered in hundreds of thousands of minuscule scratches and dents, which we've discovered traces of a compound that is alien to our galaxy. So it's just kind of hanging out. And it's, yeah, just hovering ominously over one of our worlds. Probably not anything to be concerned about. I'm sure it's fine. You know, they're about science. And so are my people. So, you know, I feel like we can vibe with them a bit. An extremely powerful subspace entity of some kind has been encountered in this system. It does not appear hostile and may not even be fully aware of conventional spacecraft, but its mere presence is causing massive subspace disturbances in the entire system. Does not acknowledge hails, continuously emitting a complex pattern of tachyon pulses, which appears to be a form of language. If our translation software is correct, it is saying over and over, Blur seeks, Blur finds. Huh. I don't have an option to research that either. So I guess more on that sometime, eventually. And oh, would you look at this? Another member of the council has used their emergency measure immediately after we just passed a military act to try to pass a pacifist act to give us less weight from fleet power and, you know, just support strictly soldiers that are defending planets. This is exactly why I just need to become the Senate. I'm not even sure why they bothered putting these other two clowns on the council to begin with. Speaking of clowns, in not too long, I should be able to declare war on the pacifists again and wipe one of their number completely off the map,
Quantization complete.
which will be okay. These people want a commercial pact. I'm gonna say no for now. Just out of an overabundance of caution. And I can't propose the law I want yet to make the council size smaller.
Special project concluded.
I also need to work on my fleets just a bit. This other one needs to be kind of brought up to code here so it can function as a full fleet. So I don't just have one good fleet and then one kind of joke that just kind of flies around not really doing much. I guess I can keep time advancing while I'm doing that. No reason why I can't. And of course, pay the people giving us more science. Valued partners. It's a shame they won't become full members of the Empire, but alas. Ooh, a battleship, but I really need these crystals, because they'll let us build more cool stuff. Like better bureaucracy centers, you know, that kind of cool stuff. It all comes out useful. Getting a little low on allies, so I'm going to do a little market fixing here. I need to make sure I don't run out of that. And the wildlings are now available as mercenaries for hire. So I might have to fight them soon. Time shall tell.
Concluded.
Now, I have the ability to reform the government. Now, I could switch away from a dictatorship, but that would be silly. That would give me less control over my own government, so instead I'm just going to add to my distinguished admiralty and nationalistic zeal and give myself, ooh, I could give myself literal space zombie armies. That'd be pretty cool. I'll actually go environmentalist. You know, we're about, I could switch away unless. Instead, I'm just going to add this civic of environmentalists. So, you know, we spend less of this resource that I cannot hang on to save my life. And it also, I feel, fits with the flavor where, you know, we're just all about improving the galaxy. See? We care about the environment. Never mind the carbon emissions of, you know, our massive lasers. Those are all fired off in space. Those don't get trapped in an atmosphere. So we're fine. No need to worry about it. Anything suggesting otherwise is vile propaganda. Since they were to close the borders to us, I'm pretty sure that I can declare war on them, but I'm gonna finish upgrading my fleets before I do that. So conscientious. I'm glad that you agree. I knew you'd see where I was coming from with this. And for science, I think I'll research lasers. Because lasers are pretty cool and useful. Let's get one of these. And also research penal colony. How about the ability to level mountains? Because I know that's a problem on at least one planet that I kind of need to take care of. Like, sooner rather than later. Somebody made peace with somebody. Borders have been opened. Let's see. Ooh, the Senate might pass this law, which would be unfortunate, but not the end of the world. There is a matter my government wishes to discuss. We understand that your archaeologists have been studying the ancient Voltum civilization for quite some time. Understandable, since their territory once covered a large part of what today constitutes the Stellar League of Peace. As it happens, their territory also extended in what is now the Blessed Spheran League, and Spheran archaeologists have recovered a number of unique artifacts. If you were interested, we would be willing to sell you one of these artifacts. Yes. Because that sounds like science. So absolutely we'll pay these aliens. Because, they're not close enough to declare war on to get science.
Research
tragically. Oh, kinetic battery. We can research giant gun. Well, actually, alloy megaforges. These will let us crank out more alloys which are used to make guns, which is a very good thing. How many? Okay.
Research concluded.
Okay, just a few more ships to go. This needs to become even more science, and now we can clear away those mountains. Oh, whoops, I've run out of housing here.
Another day, another scientific breakthrough.
Is that cache still just... Yeah, they're still just chilling there. I don't remember 100% what they do, but eventually they're going to do something. Probably. I know that's very thrilling to hear, but... I do like in this game where just sometimes you'll come across weird shit in the galaxy where you don't really know what's going on with it. And our factory planet needs better factories. Clearly the most important use of our time, and not, clearing away the impassable mountains that have taken up so much usable land for so long. Because, we care about the environment, and eventually it will be necessary to clear away those obstructive mountains, but we want to complete the proper studies so we can do it with the least amount of impact possible. Because that's just how we roll here. Much factory efficiency, yes. So much factory efficiency. And clone army. so we can reduce the loss of life to actual people. I mean, okay. That about wraps it up for the new ships I need to build. Now I just need to upgrade the outdated ships, and we will be ready to have a war. Let's see if I have sensors on... Yeah, I can already see the strength of their defenses, because their borders are that close to mine. So I should be set for armies, but I'm going to start moving them. You know, for completely normal war games and military exercises, it's not an act of aggression. Just, you know, they've been sitting on our capital for so long, we needed to take them out, and oh, look at that! The completely arbitrary measure that was sent to the Senate as an emergency measure was voted down, as it should have been, as opposed to my completely justified action that I put up for a vote. Oh, I've never seen this before. This might be something introduced in a patch I haven't seen. During a routine system scan, one of our sensors picked up a small but strange energy signature. It's quite likely to trace exhaust from a fusion drive or something similar, but the signature doesn't match anything we've encountered so far. It appears to be remarkably old, several thousands of years. One theory amongst our scientists is that the fusion drive trail might belong to the benefactors. Okay, yeah. Wait, where's the option to research it? Oh, here we go.
Research concluded.
Okay, so I need a signed ship there. Don't I have a signed ship there already? I do not. Well, I can fix that in short order. And much as I want the answer to what do we build on the science planet to be science, actually it's still going to be science. We never have enough science. Always need more science. These science numbers are rookie numbers. I gotta get these numbers up. Do I only have...
Research concluded.
Oh god, I only have one shipyard on this station. No wonder this is taking forever. But now that it's going going pretty quickly. Why am I running out of... Oh, and my food is also bad. I'm not sure how I've screwed over my economy, but I have somehow.
Construction project concluded.
But you know what would fix this? Taking over 3 alien worlds and wiping another nation off the map. Oh, wait, do they have... Oh, they have planets there. Oh, crap. I'll need to claim these 2 or else they'll just keep hanging on.
Fleet enhancement supplied. Fleet enhancement supplied.
Yeah, stockpile's about to run out, blah, blah, blah. I'll sell some minerals.
Special project concluded.
Ah, the old fusion drive trail turned out to be quite challenging to analyze due to its considerable age. Eventually, the science department managed to calculate a likely navigation vector and established that the trail was pointing to a hitherto unknown system not many jumps away. The destination has been made available, we should consider sending a science vessel there to investigate further. Absolutely. I should... Where is this new system you're talking about, game? Game? Am I over? Oh. That's not just a few jumps away, but sure, whatever. And there are 2 planets there.
Research concluded.
So this could lead to a few new places to live for our people. So I see this as an absolute win. Now then, my fleets have finished upgrading, the armies are moved into position, but I need to take a break real fast, as some of you know, I mentioned. Okay, is that... Okay, okay. Uh, can someone type in chat real quick, let me know that my voice is coming through? Program is saying that it's fixed, but I can hear. Okay, thank you, BK. That was... God, that was weird. This headset's been so reliable, but I might need to start thinking about replacing it. Anyway, there's a big snowstorm where I'm at, and the lights have flickered a couple times, and I'm doing laundry as well, so I need to take a fast break to keep that advancing, just in case power cuts out for me. So I'll be right back as soon as I can. Hopefully, also my microphone doesn't cut out like that. It's never done that before. So weird. Anyway, in the meantime, enjoy the fine game soundtrack. Alrighty. And with that little break over, water refilled and laundry advanced, We are back, and I need to do a fast check to make sure I can't claim more territory. Yeah, I'm just a bit short, but honestly that's fine, because I have all their planets claimed, which is the important part. So, their fleets are pathetic compared to our glorious navy. Their technologies are inferior. Their economy is the same, which honestly doesn't speak well for them, because mine's kind of in a minor shambles at the moment. But I've put measures in place to fix that eventually with the stuff I've got building on planets, so they should get absolutely creamed. It's time to wipe a pacifist nation off the map because they have insulted me so horrifically. And I'm actually going to split my fleets up because I'm pretty sure this fleet, the Galactic Unarmed Peace Corps, can take all comers. So I'm going to send them to attack the capital, where it looks like their main fleet with a strength of 800, compare those to the numbers I've got, is lurking.
War declaration processed.
And let's see what their response is. What took you so long, Ob? Let us end this once and for all. My thoughts exactly. It's nice to see that they've accepted their inevitable death. Though just the deaths of their militaries. Their civilians, their citizens will become citizens of the Stellar League of Peace, working towards the harmony of all. Unless I decide to revoke the full citizenship that I've set, which could also be a fun time. After all, I did title the stream around Atrocities, and I've been just a little bit light on Atrocities, except for discovering Atrocities that were done before I started controlling this alien race. No, they're voting on administrative sanctions, which honestly aren't even worth explaining if you're not familiar with the game. It's something that very rarely comes into play. You can see they're kind of sweeping over our initial territories, but those are very lightly guarded, and they're gonna get creamed once my fleets actually show up, since I've improved them so dramatically. Okay, there's a dead space station in a planet we just... Oh, somebody else proposed the law to change the council size to 2. Fantastic. That's true. That's so true. You've never been more right about anything that you've ever said. I only use the word atrocity to mock those who would use it in their propaganda against me. Yeah, look, they're trying to flee, but they are nowhere near fast enough. And let me just set up science real quick before we watch this play out. And set the speed down so I have a little bit more time to react, because it is wartime now. Oh, whoops, there's unemployment about. Let's fix that by giving some people some jobs working in power plants. And here I'm going to build a space mall. Like, literally. It's a space mall. Though, I mean, technically it's on a planet, so... You could quibble about the definition, but... It's a mall and we're in a space era, so... I'm calling that good enough. And it's time to destroy their grand fleet here of 11 ships compared to my, well, 70 accounts for like the total weight, which is counting like 4 for every cruiser, etc. But point is, I massively outnumber them, and their technology is garbage. So that, in fact, they ran away instead of, that's just like a cowardly pacifist, you know? Run away rather than fight an overwhelming force that facing will surely result in your death. So cowardly.
System survey concluded.
And I've got a new colony, so I need to do a little bit of setup here. And good. Good. That's all. Aha. Oh, look! Our allies are coming to help. Nice. Though I kind of wish they'd attacked from like this. Well, I guess there are whatever these are in the way. And since they've got multiple fleets, that probably means they're pretty strong. I'm a little low on food, so I'm gonna go for this. Long term, I really want those energy siphon guns because they're ridiculously good. And oh look, it is death come for them. They ran away again. Deeply disappointing. It's almost like they know they don't stand a chance. Funny how that works. Funny how that works.
Research concluded.
Got improved technology there. Aha! That's where they ran to. They even tried to bring a fleet with 3,000 power. That won't do them much good. I know, right? Have they no pride in defending their nation? Do they think they're just going to win by retreating all the time? Preposterous. This is exactly why you can never trust a dirty pacifist. Oh, kill that fleet, please. They're quite a bit slower than some... Oh, they've got a lot of missiles. Might not be able to shoot them all down, but... ultimately, we didn't really take much damage. And blew up a decent number of their ships. So they're starting to lose somewhat rapidly due to getting their asses handed to them in space, as expected. So they've got space amoebas all over the place. How do their people live like this, just with these hostile amoebas running around everywhere? Baffling, I tell you. Uh-oh, do I have this planet claimed? I do. Good. So now we send in the army. Good old ground pounding boys and girls. And anything in between. Well, welcome, Zakut. It's kind of a complicated game. I can kind of try to explain as I go. It's one of those games where it can kind of be as complicated as you want. It's definitely gotten more complicated as they put out more DLC and patches. But at this point, I feel like I know the game decently well. I won't claim to be an absolute master at it. I mean, my economy right now is not fantastic, but if all you want to do is build an economy that's just kind of functional and have a strong military and stomp a bunch of people, I'm your go-to person. I can do that. I do that a lot. I'm doing that right now, in fact. All in the name of peace, of course. As the Stellar League of Peace, the leader of the Peaceful Nonviolent Cooperation Initiative, a military hegemony led by me, the Stellar League of Peace. Yeah, sending the scout ships out is important, because that'll let you discover more territory. But, you know, for me, a lot of it was just kind of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what stuck. I know there's a lot of different ways to play. I have a friend that I play with sometimes who, yep. There's a friend I play with who likes to focus a lot on Unity and unlocking all these different traditions and perks. I focus heavy on military. I literally play pacifist empires and I still end up with a giant military. I don't know how to not. Exactly. Because, you know, if everyone's ruled under one authority, then there can't be any war. Mechanically, there literally can't, unless they try to declare independence, and that's kind of hard to do if you're way weaker than the power ruling over you in Stellaris. Though it can be done, but it's tricky. That's what I'm trying to say. And I think the key to, if your friends had you play this game, I think learning to play this game in multiplayer is kind of miserable, because really this and a lot of Paradox games become a lot better when you see something weird come up and you can hit pause and you can stop and you can think and you can consider what's going to happen. You know, take a moment to review your economy. If I hadn't played a lot of single-player games of Stellaris, I would be absolutely hopeless in multiplayer. Because there, you know, people usually get a little annoyed if you ask them to pause too much. It all depends on your group, of course, but you know, there's only so much you can do. So usually, at least when I've played multiplayer, we just keep it running kind of on a slower speed so people have a reasonable amount of time to react. But you know, sometimes it pops up with kind of a lot of information. If you're trying to do that on the fly, it's tough. For me, I've kind of gotten to a point where this is like, this is a relaxing game for me. I mean, I think the soundtrack really helps with that because it's got that perfect balance of like just urgent enough and yet it's got kind of a calming vibe to it. I really appreciate that about it. Unemployment on the capital. Can't do much about that at the moment, unfortunately. Whatever the enigmatic cache's purpose here may have been, it has come to an end. As abruptly as it arrived, the enigmatic cache is now leaving. A shame, because I still don't really know what it was doing beyond just collecting data, and it's apparently from outside the galaxy. I actually don't remember what that does. I know I've seen it in games before, but you know, might be gathering data to try and gas everyone and do a murder. It's unfortunately impossible to say with the information we have.
Hostile IFF signatures detected.
Oh, come on, come on, catch him. This'll be glorious. Oh, yeah. Got him right where they want him. They're surrounding us. There's no place for them to escape to. And now, finally, I can start to fly towards their homeworld. Meanwhile, my other fleet is making short work of their forces up here, including a science ship up to... Oh. Well, so those scientists escaped, but... Ah, and their vaunted homeworld defenses, fleet after fleet, falling before the mighty, mighty Galactic Unarmed Peace Corps, being convinced by our diplomatic missiles,
Shipwreck study. Fascinating.
our pacifism rays, and other groundbreaking technologies in the realm of diplomacy. Research some ship debris. That's probably a good idea. Quick check-in, and oh yeah. Oh yeah. Our diplomatic weight is in fantastic shape. And our commander's gone aggressive, which is probably a good thing. Now, that's a lot of red, but it's a lot of very weak red. They're actually giving my fleet a little bit of trouble. Must commend them. The pacifists made their final stand here. And I will absolutely disrespect them by going further and capturing more territory, because it's right there.
Another day, another scientific breakthrough.
Ooh, gateway travel. Gateway travel is awesome. You see what these 15k plus troops coming to attack me. Yeah, I tend to be on the business end of the several tens of thousands of military coming to attack someone else. Like I said, I kind of don't know how to not build intensely military industrial complex giant naval power. I think it's fun. And otherwise, I don't know what the heck you would use all these alloys on. You know, there are the people that you can start where you only live on space stations and habitats, but I mean, even then, I feel like eventually you will run out of things to build. Oh, there's also some space amoebas because they keep leaving those in their lands. Some data irregularities have been settled. The moon does not seem to be made of remotely similar material. It's not formed. So, one of my new colonies has a weird moon that's just vague enough that I want it to be investigated pretty much immediately. Because that is making me nervous. Okay, taking that out. They're not close to surrendering just yet. In fact, they're mounting a desperate little counter-offensive here that we're right here to stop. That fleet's continuing to do God's work.
Shipwreck study. Fascinating.
And I think this fleet is actually just going to stop here, because this is a captured starbase, so they can get repaired, and I'm going to have replacement ships sent their way. And in a shocking twist, my factory planet gets more factories. This part's going pretty well. I'm just going to go around to every system they've got and take them out, just to be thorough. Just in case the cowardly pacifists might find a place to flee there. But at this point, it should just be a matter of waiting for the... Oh my god, I forgot to order the army to move in. That's awkward. Oh, speaking of which, should I be bombarding that planet? Probably. Do a little orbital bombing to soften them up for the army boys. Oh, and orbital bombardment set to indiscriminate. For more damage, to better teach them the error of their ways. You know, some of their civilians may die, but that is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
Planetary incursion initiative.
Meanwhile, this planet's got no chance with our veteran general at the fore.
Planetary incursion initiative successful.
And next is their capital. I know, right? They've lost to me in 2 wars in a row right now. And you know, rule of threes, this one's gonna be more devastating to them than the last. They should have figured it out. You know, this all really could have been avoided if they had just come to me, gotten on their knees, apologized for everything they've ever done or been blamed for by our propaganda department, and left their federation and asked if they could join mine. Is there any difficulty? Yes! Yes, Zakut. I would say there's a huge difficulty difference in starting race, because you can actually make your race when you start the game. I have a few in my nation now that have conquered a few planets, but you can design your starting race in addition to just picking the existing ones when you start the game, and you can basically tailor them to what you want. So for me, I wanted a race that produced good leaders that would live a long time, so I had their leader lifespan longer, and to gain more experience, so they'd be better scientists, better admirals, better everything more quickly, and also for them to be talented, so these long-lived, more experience-gaining leaders would be better at everything they did, and also stick around longer. But you can easily set it up so that you can be giant rock people and not eat food but eat minerals, but you also reproduce slower. There's a huge amount of factors you can go into it, and later in the game you can actually unlock the ability to genetically modify yourself. Like, for example, here these good citizens of my country are lithoids, so they grow slower, but they can live on a lot more planets. They live longer, and they make for tougher soldiers. And they they also have volatile excretions, so they produce volatile motes. That one was produced by the AI. Yeah, there's all kinds of things you can do, and it's kind of just, there's not really a bad trait, but you can kind of make yourself better at what you want to do a little more easily. Yeah, Tail. Of course, with my luck, that's the one I choose to bring up as an example. Oh well.
Construction project concluded. Planetary incursion initiative successful.
Yeah, there's a lot of options, and depending on what DLC you have, that'll be expanded even more. I'd recommend taking a look at some of the races that the game kind of starts, like the pre-built countries, so you can get an idea of what's out there. Oh, okay, no DLC. B1 battle droids weak but in extreme numbers. Yeah, you can totally do that. Robot countries are awesome. One of my favorite games I ever played. I was a robot empire. And I I forget the name of the trait. I think it's like mass produced or something like that, where your robots are like objectively not as good, but they build a
Research
lot of them
concluded.
even faster. So you'd probably want to look into that. Neat thing though is that if those friends of yours rope you into any more games, if they own DLC, you'll be able to use any DLC they have. You know, I do get a little annoyed with how Paradox can kind of nickel and dime people with the DLC they put out rather than just patching it in. You know, I understand everybody's got to eat, but it's nice that they let you, you know, share it, and not absolutely everyone needs to own absolutely every part of the DLC for you to play together. That's kind of nice. And they've tried a sneaky, cowardly pacifist counterattack here, which of course was dealt with by our brave sailors. I don't know the Total War games well enough to say, but let me put it this way. My favorite game from this company, Crusader Kings 2, has, I think, 80 pieces of DLC, and only about 13 of them add actual content to the game. The rest are cosmetic, music, flag designs, stuff like that. So I'd be willing to hazard a guess at yes. Stellaris is not nearly as bad. Like, there's only a couple DLC packs that I would say are just worthless. Oh god, yeah, Train Simulator. I've never checked out Train Simulator just on the off chance I liked it, and was tempted to buy all that ridiculous amount of DLC. I have a friend who, she likes trains a fair bit though, and like, it, you know, it does it for her, and she has a lot of fun with it. Great, but I've never asked her how much she spent on Train Simulator because I'm honestly afraid to hear the answer. Ah, the Senate is in session. They're voting on minor military sanctions, another thing that barely matters. Can I can't declare an emergency measure yet. And I think this war should be able to wrap up. I mean, I control basically all of their territory once our army captures this last planet, but they're a little bit slow.
Research concluded.
That doesn't sound so bad for DLC then, Tail. There are entire alien types that get gated off in DLC and Stellaris. And you know, it's not like you absolutely have to find them, and sorry if my phone just picked up on the mic. Just got an emergency alert sent about, you know, the blizzard that I can see if I look out my window, so good job keeping us all informed. Oh gee, buying followers. It finally happened to me. I've been decided to be important enough that people that want to scam me. Wonderful. Ah, can I? I don't actually know how to ban them. Whatever. It'll pop off the screen after a little while. Oh god, is that... I know we joked about that because of Monster Prom, but is that an actual website? Like, that looks like an actual link, Tail. Good old taxfraudforcriminals.com. Oh, I don't think it is. Okay, good. Like, I would be concerned if it were. You know, not only because, hey, you know, just based off the name, that's a little shady. And also, if you're doing a criminal enterprise, maybe try to be a little more subtle about it. Just a thought. Oh, here we go. These are the fallen empires I was talking about. Pitiful creatures. Know that we roamed the stars for eons before your hapless species mastered spaceflight. If any of your wretched little ships cross into our space, do not expect them to return. They are fanatic xenophobes, so they hate all aliens. So I will tell them that we will fight for our right to exist. And so, since they're ancient, powerful aliens, they're overwhelming on ships, overwhelming on tech, overwhelming on economy. But they also are just going to kind of stay in their little corner until they decide something happens that they absolutely have to pay attention to. So they'll probably be a problem in the future. Oh, you do need DLC to be a robot? Ah, dang. I had thought that was baseline, but I guess I'm wrong. Oh, that's probably the same DLC that comes with synthetic option. Okay. Unfortunate. I'm gonna turn up the game speed here, just so... Oh, actually, looks like our allies are sending in an army as well. They might get there before we do. And that's already over.
Special project concluded.
Signal we picked up originated from an Okay, so this was the space trail from the ancient aliens that discovered our ancestors were a problem and literally made them non-sentient. The signal we picked up originated from an emergency pod aboard the space station. Due to severe damage, the dead station left few clues to what happened here. Our scientists have managed to piece together snippets of data in order to form a narrative. This station was a research facility and is where mind wipe technology was invented, the same technology used to diminish our ancestors. The station and its protective fleet were engaged by some unknown force, after which the technology was most likely stolen. One particularly interesting message has been translated. Radio chatter from the enemy fleet. They're trying to escape. Follow them. Use their own weapon against them. See how they like it. We've picked up a new fusion drive trail and established an exit vector based on it. So, I guess the story of those ancient aliens is not quite over yet.
Another scientific breakthrough.
Oh look, mind over matter. It's time to become telepathic. Since the dawn of our civilization, tales have flourished of mighty sorcerers wielding powers that can only be ascribed as supernatural in nature. These rare ob could supposedly invade the minds of their fellows, lift heavy objects with merely a thought, or perform any number of other magical feats. Till recently, these stories were just that, stories. Now, however, our scientists have finally obtained conclusive evidence that proves the psionic potential inherent in certain ob individuals. Though only a very small minority of our species as a whole seems to be gifted with psionic powers, their numbers relative to the total populations have grown steadily over the last few centuries. Whether this is due to some kind of sudden evolutionary growth spurt or because something triggered latent psionic abilities that were always present in our genetic code, scientists cannot say. A glimpse, perhaps, of the future that awaits us. So look out, universe. We got psychic powers. But also, I want to know where this other thing is we can investigate. Ah, there we go. Wish I could scroll over these yellow text boxes in character creation to actually see what this stuff is. The yellow text boxes, like, Guess I'm not sure if you've got any questions, I might know offhand if... Wait, why is our army... Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, damn it. I was careless and sent them through the one area where I hadn't taken over the... Oh, shit. Gestalt consciousness and gateway or additional pops for origin. Okay, Gestalt consciousness is kind of like your species exists as a hive mind. Lost colony, but it mentions the consciousness thing. Oh, I think Lost Colony, it probably says something like you can't use it if you have Gestalt consciousness, because Lost Colony, the whole thing is you are a split off from a more advanced empire. So they wouldn't want you to exist as a hive mind, because then that wouldn't make much sense why you wouldn't just rejoin the old hive mind once you found that advanced empire.
Project concluded.
Because there are some restrictions on those origins. The gateway origin is pretty cool, because that's just like basically a space portal. Is there a benefit to the Lost Colony? I've never played with it, to be honest. I assumed that once you found the advanced empire that your people came from, they'd like want to ally with you, and so you'd have like a friendly nation out there somewhere in space. But I'm not sure, because all these events that I've been getting about like these aliens that made my lovely space elves non-sentient in the past are tied to the origin I took, which is on the shoulders of giants. So if I hadn't taken that, I wouldn't have been getting any of those events. So it probably just plays out kind of like that, where you're trying to track down where exactly you came from. But I'm not 100% sure. I know Gateway has a very concrete benefit. You start in your home system with something called a gateway, which is like a space portal. If I had one built here, and then I had one built here, I could just send ships through it, and they would fly in one way and just directly out the other, with absolutely zero travel time. So you get that technology sooner, although it's really expensive to build, and it's kind of a toss-up where your gateway is going to go. And additional pops is just you have more workers that can do more things, and kind of gives you a faster start. I would say the only origin that I would really avoid is the one where, I mean, I think the game actively warns you against it, but there's an origin where your homeworld is going to blow up, and they're not kidding about that. They make it harder to find another planet to settle on, and if you don't find another planet to settle on, the planet goes kaboom, all your people die, and you game over immediately. It's awful and hilarious, because I've seen it happen to, actually in one of the multiplayer games that I've played before. One of the computer-controlled empires, we just got a message where we were like, oh, they've been destroyed by their enemies, and we all kind of asked each other, like, were you at war with them? Did I not get a pop-up? And nobody knew what had happened. So it turned out they had that origin, and their planet blew up, and all their people died.
System survey concluded.
Oh, the primitive species found in this system is none other than the... I'm not going to pronounce that. Known more commonly in our culture as the benefactors. Our xenologists are unsure of the details, but everything indicates that they somehow fell victim to their own mind-wiping technology, and were left on this planet to fend for themselves. No one knows the implications of this fate better than we do. We should consider our next step carefully. And I now have Project Ouroboros. Complete global
Research
penetration.
concluded.
Or saturation. My mind always goes to the meme pronunciation. We should investigate what they can do to repay the favor. Sure. We'll research that and see where that goes. And in the meantime, I can now build a giant space gun called a Mega Cannon. So that's pretty cool. As I'm, discovering these lost, huge truths about where the people came from. Oh yeah, and we can build giant space guns. Self-aware combat AI. Sign me the fuck up. Council election imminent. I'll win, so frankly, I'm not too concerned. The mystery's been revealed. Detailed survey revealed that the moon is slightly lopsided, with the far side. Oh, this is the weird moon. The reason for this, we believe, is that it once orbited another planet which was destroyed in a cataclysmic explosion. The extra thickness on the far side is because that was the side which faced its original planet. The extra material is part of the mass of that planet which was blown into the moon, knocking it out of orbit and sending it eventually into the orbit of this planet. We speculate that the planet was destroyed by a weapon, or perhaps just in an attempt to create a power source based on dark matter, as there are high concentrations of it in the planetary material coating the far side of the moon, if I can talk vaguely correctly. Jesus.
Special project concluded.
Oh yeah, are armies back in reality yet? They are. Oh god, they're gonna have to go the long way around. So this might take a little bit. They'll get shredded if they go through there as well. Dictatorial spiritual slaver colony.
Construction project concluded.
I mean, well, this empire has no moral high ground to speak of in this universe. Slaves could mechanically be pretty useful in this game. It's awful, but I mean, this game is so over the top about it that you just kind of have to laugh a little bit. I mean, you can literally, like, discover aliens, genetically mod them to be livestock, and then eat them. This game is awful in just all the best ways. Oh, we're still voting on a thing.
Research concluded.
Okay, the Senate passed some bullshit I don't care about. Nice. The leader of the nation is psychic. Oh, and our Federation leveled up. Which means that now, everyone gets more resources from their workers. My fleet capacity doesn't go down for contributing to the Federation. And I get a bonus envoy for being the president. All very nice and good things. Huh, just like that, it's made the economy a little bit better.
Research
You'll love to see it. Don't mind me, just fixing the economy just a little bit. I think
Construction
once
project
my
complete.
armies, or the Allied armies, are able to get there and invade this planet, or, you know, they otherwise decide to surrender, I think I'll wrap up the stream there.
Research concluded.
But in the meantime, we can see what else space has in store for us. Like a psionic army! What could possibly go wrong with a group of powerful psychics enlisted into our military? It's perfect!
Research concluded.
So there's cheaper battleships. I want to set those up eventually.
Research concluded.
Self-aware combat AI, that's definitely never going to cause any problems ever whatsoever. There are no drawbacks to that technology. All the computer models say so. Where the hell are the armies? Okay. They're getting there slowly. Meantime, fleets are just kind of hanging out. And yeah, I suppose I could be pushing into their allies, but frankly, you know, they're pacifists, but it's not yet their time. And we're voting on workers' rights, and you know, we're peaceful here, so we don't... Oh, for the first time in recorded history, the warring factions have united under a single great Khan. This mysterious warlord, who according to some accounts is a powerful psychic, has emerged from their warrior caste and accomplished what most thought impossible. Through a combination of guile, charisma, and military genius, the newly crowned Great Khan has won the utter loyalty and devotion of all the factions. Now that they are no longer busy killing each other, they're turning their attention elsewhere. Great fleets are massing for war, crewed by eager warriors who are now steadfast comrades in arms, despite having been mortal enemies mere months ago. Oh, and an address from the Great Khan. I'm here to announce to the galaxy that a new age is upon us, the dark era where we would senselessly butcher one another for scraps of resources or a misguided sense of honor has finally come to an end. I have solemnly promised my people a new beginning through the formation of a great empire that will forever enshrine the name of our species in the annals of galactic history. To those who would stand in our way, know this: I will stop at nothing to realize the true destiny of my people. If you oppose us, we will grind you into dust. Strong words. So, the Great Khan is right on my border, and they're going to slowly start shipping out from here to try to conquer the entire galaxy. And I am definitely not prepared. They might... This could be a problem. Yeah, I need to get these ships back and start upgrading them. I don't even have battleship. Yeah, I've already gone a bit beyond my normal stream time, and I think this is kind of a cool note to wrap up on with a new threat rising. So I will pick this up next time, I think. Wrap up the war to wipe the pacifists off the map, and then turn towards this new threat. I'm probably going to do some stuff off the stream to fix up my fleets a little bit, design a couple new ships so I can take the fight to them, because their fleets are very strong. The fleet, the Chosen of the Great Khan, is the one personally commanded by the Khan, and its strength is 32,000. And you know, my ships are good, but they're not that good. So I'm gonna need to move quick to answer this. So I'll have to bust out some serious magic. And y'all will be able to see me succeed or horribly crash, burn, and fail. Now then, let me see if there's anyone I know streaming so I can recommend Somebody for y'all to raid. No, doesn't look like any of my friends are streaming at the moment, so thank you all so much for hanging out a bit here on your Sunday. Hope you enjoyed the space atrocities. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you another time. Stay awesome.